Hey guys, KOMK. Thanks for checking it out. Today I want to talk about the importance of being a good parent. It's a big topic. I'm going to try not to make this a long video because I could talk about being a parent and parenting from my perspective for hours probably. So the importance of being a good parent is, it's something that everybody thinks about when they are about to be a parent, while they're parenting, and even the idea of being a parent, when you start to think about it, you want to, of course, probably be a great parent, right? But it's not as easy as it may sound, all right? I think one of the first things to think about is what is the meaning of being a good parent? What does that mean to you? What does it mean to me? I think a big part of it is understanding your values as a person. What do you value? Who are you as a person, and how do you pass that on to your child? And it's hard because sometimes you have to you have to really think about who you are, and it's hard at the moment because there's always going to be so many emotions involved with parenting and being a good parent, or just being a mother or a father. You got a lot of emotions going on because you're dealing with your child's emotions. And so when I think about my daughter as a baby and my idea of being a father, a lot of things change as those years tick by. She's about to turn 14 in a few weeks, and the idea changes. There's a lot of changes that go on from having a small baby or just becoming a parent, and as the years go, there's a lot that changes in you, of course. But I think it's about your values as who you are as a person, and then teaching that to your child. It's my opinion. So I think that's the biggest thing about understanding how to, or what my meaning of being a good parent is. Another thing that's really important is that there is no end game. A lot of times we get into things that even take a lifetime to do, or a very long time if we think about maybe career or lifelong learning and stuff like that. But being a parent, it never ends. There's no, a lot of people say, when your child turns 18, then, they go off and live their own life. Yeah, maybe so, but they're still your child, and they're going to always be your child, and you still have, I think, a responsibility forever, of course. And of course, relationships change. You never know what type of relationship you and your child are going to have when they're an adult. And I think a big part of that is just by leading by example. Be the person that you want your child to look up to, and at least see you as being someone that is admirable, someone that is that when they think about you, they think about also their values as a person, and that you're a good person. And that's a big thing that I just want my daughter to understand when she gets older, is that I'm never trying to do anything to hurt anyone or to take advantage of anyone or anything like that, and I'm just trying to live a strong, positive life for her to see and hopefully emulate. But as like I said, relationships change. You never know what's going to happen. All right. Another thing is that I think you have goals. And the importance of setting goals. You have goals that you set for your child and set for yourself as a parent And I think it's important to be constantly reflecting on those goals and adjusting those goals and working, especially as your child gets older, you maybe express some of those goals for your child. It could be something, a big goal. I want my daughter to make sure that she goes to university. She could study basket weaving. I don't care what she studies, but just has that experience. Also kind of just goes after something else after completing secondary school and having that experience of just being in university during those younger years in her life. Do I hope that she goes after a master's degree and PhD or doctor's degree? Yeah, sure, that's great. That's great. But it's not the most important thing. But I do want her to go to university. So that's a goal of mine. And it has been instilled upon her. And she feels it as well. She knows, I got to go. That's just, you got to go, So that's important. And a big thing is the don'ts. Things that you don't want to do, things that you don't want to be. And I think the biggest thing is to not be neglectful. I mean, obviously. I mean, I'm not. I think I'm just making some general observations here that I think a lot of people might resonate with. But don't be neglectful. And neglectful doesn't just mean, I don't mean like you don't feed your child or anything like that. But being neglectful to their words. I often I go on a walk with my daughter almost every week or a couple times a week sometimes, and I let her just talk and express her ideas and her feelings about life and what's going on in her world. And I don't judge. I barely comment, and I just let her, say her words so that way she understands that, hey, I can talk to daddy. He's going to listen, and that's part of also not being neglectful. But then there's the other more harder, don't be neglectful in terms of, not letting your child, do and experience life to the fullest. I think all of us want to, as we grow, we want to kind of be a better parent than our parents were to us, maybe. And some people come from this beautiful, family life and stuff like that, but a lot of people don't. And a lot of people, because nobody knows how to be a parent until you become a parent, and then it's game on, and then you're making mistakes along the road, and you're doing things that maybe later you wish you hadn't done, and things like that. The leading by example, maybe you start leading by a bad example. It happens. So you want to do better than maybe say what your parents did, or have an opportunity for you to give more to your child than what was able to be given to you. And these are just, I think a lot of people kind of feel that way, at least from some people that I talk to and stuff like that. And so it's again, because there's no end game, you gotta keep going, and you gotta keep going after stuff and keep changing and evolving. But the importance of being a good parent is super, super important, because what we do with our child in terms of teaching them about the world and preparing them to handle the world on their own, it's a major job. It's a huge responsibility. And some people can handle it. Some people aren't very communicative just on their own. And so how are you going to communicate your thoughts, your ideas, and who you want your child to be when they grow up? If you can't communicate to yourself and to other people on a lower level, how are you going to be able to communicate to your child on a higher level? And so that's a big thing, is that communication, and to not be an asshole. Well, at least not all the time. You got to be an asshole sometimes, because you can't just be your kid's best friend, and you don't get really much parenting going on, maybe. I don't know. It's my idea. So, and the last thing is, you don't want your child to be damaged. You don't want your child to grow up and be a damaged adult. And that's a big, big thing. I think that's a big thing, because if we know some people, and maybe we are a bit as well, a little bit damaged, and our childhood is something that we look on with a lot of fond memories, hopefully. Maybe some of us have some not so fond memories of parts of our childhood and things like that. And some people can't get over their childhood, and they still live in the past, and they still are hung up on things that happened to them when they were young instead of moving forward with it. Everybody deals with things differently. So my thing is, I don't want my child to be damaged, and I want her to be a strong, powerful woman, and doing great things in life. I'm not saying she's got to find a cure for cancer, but if she is as strong and as powerful as she can be, with confidence and proud of who she is as a person, then that's good. I feel that I will have been a successful parent in helping to get her to that point. So, the importance of being a good parent. What does it mean to you? What does being a parent mean to you? What if you're a parent, even if you're not, and you're thinking of later in life you're going to have children? What does that mean to you? Let me know. All right. So I just wanted to drop that line real quick. The importance of being a good parent. I still think there's still so much I could say about it, but that's what it is. Thanks for checking it out. KingOfMontauk.com. Peace.